Yes, it's the 26th of April 2023. A very good evening to you tuned in to UBC TV. Welcome to News Tonight. We'll start with a look at the top stories. KCCA starts with maintenance works on Kampala roads. Minister Kabyanga commends social media over highlighting Kampala potholes. Uganda to host Algeria in Cameroon for Africa Cup of Nations qualifier game. While Victoria Pearls lose to UAE by 50 runs in their opening game in Namibia. It's UBC News Tonight. Welcome aboard. My name is Michael LUKOMWA. Elizabeth Nakakoni joins us for sign language interpretation. Minister for Kampala, Minsa Kabanda, and the Executive Director of the Kampala Capital City Authority, Dorothy Kisaka, have assured Kampala residents that they have started repairing the roads which are in poor condition and will soon be in the better state. The minister made the remarks during the inspection of various roads within the city.
Recently, Ugandans led by Dr. Spire Sentongo launched a campaign called Kampala Potholes Exhibition with the aim of exposing the potholes in the roads of Kampala. This caused a lot of controversy about the conditions of the roads in the city, which forced the president to come out and order the Minister of Finance to give KCCA 6 billion to repair these roads. Minister for Kampala, Minsa Kabanda, and KCCA Executive Director, Dorothy Kisaka, have been prompted to check on the roads that have been in poor conditions and assured residents that the potholes are being filled.
So long as we have the money, we are going to do what you're supposed to do, and they should stop worrying because this thing has started and it's going to go on. Come June, we shall maybe have done something.
So the minister came out to see them at work, and we have done so. You saw us at Press Road, you saw us at Nsambya. Now the second way we do roads is sectional repairs.
Minsa Kabanda thanked the citizens who came out to appeal for these roads repair and the Minister of Finance for releasing the funds to rehabilitate the roads.
To thank the government of Uganda, to thank the president for giving us this money. Even Parliament has also offered to assist us in money. It's not because we don't want to work, but because we had no budget for this. So we have started and they have given us money and we are going to use it effectively.
KCCA Executive Director Dorothy Kisaka confirmed that they have already received 6 billion for repairing potholes and 60 billion for road construction and maintenance.
Rehabilitation has started. We have inspected a road in MICHEAL, which is completely being overhauled. It's called Kabega Road. It feeds into Chirombe Road and Hanlock Road in Nsambya, and it has very heavy traffic.
Due to the debts incurred by KCCA, Chisaka said many companies that were given contracts to build and maintain various roads were suspending their operations, but now they will be paid to resume operations.
Now some of our work had stalled, like Ring Road. We started doing it last year. Our local contractors were not able to finalize it because money had not come in, but now we are very glad because they are going to be paid.
The roads visited include Mukwano Road, Ring Road, Chisenyi Road, Nsambya Estate Road, and Kabega Road.
President Yoweri Museveni has supported Visionaries Women's SACCO with 60 million shillings during their 5th annual general meeting held at Katikati in Kampala. The money was delivered by Vice President Major Jessica Alupo to Visionary Women Entrepreneurs and Advisory Center SACCO Limited. The money is meant to assist in the growth and implementation of the vision as they seek to increase membership and offer low-cost loans to their members.
The worldwide President Mothers Union Shirani Harper is in Uganda. She was welcomed by the President Mothers Union Namirembe Diocese, Bingi Rosemary. Shirani was taken through some of the projects by Mothers Union of Namirembe Diocese. Shirani used this platform and gave a piece of advice to parents in Uganda to nurture their children in a godly way, which will help to address the challenge of teenage pregnancy.
And our aim really is in the upbringing of our children in the way that they can make wise choices and values as they move along in their life. As we know, we want every girl and every woman to achieve their highest potential. And for me, it's very difficult when you have a child, having a child, when she's not ready to parent her own child.
Shirani Harper also advised Christians not to be taken by earthly things that has led some humans to engage in acts of homosexuality.
Their work lives, their family lives, their church lives. But the stories that I will take from here of success, of transformation, will be a source of inspiration for those other families and Mothers Union members in other provinces around the world. But I'd like to just encourage all of you to remain faithful to the God you serve, right? And that is our Bible for life. Everything in this life is in there for us to know.
President Mothers Union Namirembe Diocese, Bingi Rosemary, highlighted reasons why they had to host the worldwide Mothers Union president in Uganda. She, however, cited challenges faced by Mothers Union.
She has told us herself that she has visited Uganda just because of the people. She has been meeting in London. They have been behaving very well, respecting themselves. So when they went outside there, they sold our name. They were behaving very well. So that's why they wanted to come and see those people who behave like that. Where do they stay? What do they do? That is the reason why they have come here. Abakyala ba Mothers Union tulina ebirowoozo bingi, tulina ebirooto bingi, ate nga binene. Naye ekizibu kye tulina ssente. Era ze tukyanoonya.
Shirani Harper will visit different archdiaconaries in Namirembe Diocese. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
We apologize for that mix-up. That's a warm welcome of Uganda's Mothers Union members welcoming the worldwide Mothers Union President Shirani Harper, who has urged parents to take up the responsibility of upbringing their children in a godly way, which will help address the challenges of teenage pregnancy, among others. Yeah, she communicated this at a courtesy visit of Uganda in a meeting with the leadership of Mothers Union in Namirembe. We'll now take you back to our first story, where President Museveni has supported a SACCO of women entrepreneurs with 60 million that was delivered by Vice President Her Excellency Jessica Alupo.
President Museveni has donated 60 million Uganda shillings to Visionary Women's SACCO to support their growth and vision. The money delivered by the Vice President, retired Major Jessica Alupo, to Visionary Women Entrepreneurs and Advisory Center SACCO Limited, now in its 6th year of existence, will assist in the growth and implementation of their vision as they seek to increase membership and offer low-cost loans to members. At the 5th annual general meeting held at Katikati Restaurant this morning, the Vice President, herself a member of the SACCO, commended them on the resilience to withstand the shocks of the COVID-19 pandemic and other challenges.
I've always encouraged each other to pray for each other, for the challenges that we are faced with, but also pray for the growth of our SACCO from strength to strength.
She drew from President Museveni's wisdom on the strategic need to note the difference between development and wealth of individuals.
So let's support the government initiative of empowering all those people, the 39% who are outside the economy. We can do it by being examples. We can even do it in our own villages by voluntarily sharing our knowledge with them.
The Vice President encouraged all members to venture into other areas like value addition, industrialization, and ventures that empower the economy and create jobs.
I'm sure that we have enterprises. We have enterprises of piggery, we have enterprises of poultry, we have enterprises of dairy, fruits, fishery, coffee, bananas, bamboo. So in those enterprises comes money, because we take them to the market when they are mature. I encourage each of you who has an enterprise to scale it up. Because when you scale it up, it means you employ more people. It means you gain more money when you take the produce or the products to the market.
She urged the women to become examples to the 39% of the population that is outside the money economy, and also asked the visionary women to maintain their roles as disciplined cadres.
Being mothers, I'm sure you understand it much more deeply than any other group of people. Because whatever you need to go and use money to get it. And as mothers, we always want to use the money which we have worked hard for to get it.
Vice President Jessica Lupo encouraged members to honor their loan obligations so as to grow the portfolio and interest of the SACCO, such that the interest can be reinvested. The SACCO, which boasts of over 52 women leaders who have served the country at different levels, was formed to create saving opportunities and in the end create a SACCO model that can grow into a women's bank. Reporting for UBC TV News, Stephen Panaglia, Sempa.
Minister for Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has revealed that the Ministry of Education is in the final stages of the process to start the review of the lower primary curriculum come 2024. Mrs. Museveni says that she has already given the ministry a go-ahead to have the review start off the curriculum that enables the practical, valuable and age-centered curriculum. The minister was officiating at the opening of the first international conference on curriculum development in commemoration of 50 years anniversary.
The quality of the human resources depends on the quality of its education.
In 2020, the National Curriculum Development Center rolled out a phased competence-based lower secondary education curriculum, which started with learners in Senior 1. The change in curriculum was intended to improve the quality of education and provide practical skills to meet the dynamics of the 21st century and inform creativity among learners.
We give people are not aligned to the level of development or the aspirations or what the government is interested in or what the economy is interested in.
With exceptional service, the NCDC is expected to roll out another competence-based secondary curriculum in 2025 that enables evaluation, assessment, and localization of learning.
Competence-based curriculum has caused a shift in assessment with a focus on exhibition of competencies as opposed to accumulation of knowledge, and formative as opposed to summative assessment.
Under the theme Conceptualizing Curriculum in the 21st Century for Economic Transformation, several scholars proposed the entire review of the old curriculum. This was during the first international conference on curriculum development held in Kampala.
Beginning to see graduates that are actually embedded within their respective communities, solving community problems, becoming productive for the country, becoming productive to themselves, to their families, and we have the greatest human capital our country has ever.
The Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, who officiated at the first international conference on curriculum development, commended NCDC for the captivating and timely theme. She says there is urgent need to understand the education requirements and its dynamics, because education is the heart of socio-economic transformation.
The theme in quotes, reconceptualizing curriculum in the 21st century for socio-economic transformation, coming as a chosen guideline for the conference that has been arranged as part of the activities to celebrate the 50 years of service of our National Curriculum Development Center, makes me truly believe that it is meant to provoke deep thoughts that may bring the desperately needed solutions for our countries.
The minister confirmed Uganda's commitment in providing quality education to learners, but tasked stakeholders to embrace the perspective of where Uganda and Africa want to be. She noted that she has given a go-ahead for the process of review of the primary curriculum.
I'd like to say to you that it is time to be more emboldened to ask ourselves before we accept wholesale the views of other people. Let us ask ourselves, what is Africa's or Uganda's perspective on this point or any point? We must also teach our children to finally find their own voices after they have perhaps read a book on some subject. Let them learn to stop and ask themselves, what is my own opinion about this subject?
Dr. Ahmed Kawesa says a localized curriculum that enables problem solving, creativity and evaluation, and also incorporates religion and norms is the only way to decolonize imperialism. There has been a proposed review of the examination body from Uganda National Examination Board to Uganda National Assessment Board to enable conformity with the objectives.
Whose graduates cannot provide answers to the many challenges their nations are facing, and they become part of the problem instead of part of the problem, then you have a wrong curriculum.
According to Sheikh Mansour bin Musalam, the myth that African curricula is primitive and the imported curricula offers most solutions to African problems is the reason Africa has been locked behind through domination.
It appears to me, ladies and gentlemen, that our conversations, our exchanges, our efforts must recognize the importance of starting from the local in order to achieve the global.
Started in April 1973, the National Curriculum Development Center has been at the center of reviewing curricula to meet educational dynamics. Susan Naung and Andrew Sebira reporting for UBC TV.
Minister of State for National Guidance Godfrey Kabyanga has urged the public to verify information before sharing it on social media campaigns targeting different sectors of the economy. He commended the use of the internet to seek accountability from relevant authorities and highlights the ministry's units that assess concerns raised on social media to find solutions.
The recently amplified potholes exhibition on the internet prompted the head of state to order for the release of $6 billion to support Kampala Capital City Authority to fix the dire state of roads in the central business district.
We are having a deliberate effort to see how we can get money to do reconstruction. But what we want is for KCCA to continue with maintenance. And we shall only give the money that we have.
In a similar campaign on the health sector, State Minister for National Guidance Godfrey Kabyanga encourages sharing of correct information while reporting challenges faced in the country.
You are getting me? So that people can get correct information. The people should be fed with correct information, whether bad or good. But this feedback is good because for you to plan, you must look at the needs. So this feedback, this exhibition is actually some sort of needs assessment, which is very good.
Now, Ugandans continue to share some of the challenges being faced in the health sector and currently are running a hashtag via the internet space dubbed the Uganda Health Exhibition. But the fundamental question is that how is government using the information being shared on internet to respond to some of the concerns raised by the citizens?
As soon as we get this information, Our work now as the ministry is to send to the responsible ministries as soon as we get it. But it's also important to note that we have a government communicator in every ministry. So all those communicators are following what is taking place. And that's why you saw when the pothole issue came up, immediately the president had already got the what? The information.
Meanwhile, persons affected by the wrath of River Nyamwamba that burst banks in Kasese are being advised to leave dangerous areas for safety. But locals in Kampala have been affected by heavy rains that damaged houses and property.
The Kasese problem are floods, river floods. Here in Kampala, it is stormwater. Stormwater is the biggest problem now. But also people should think about harvesting this water because some of it is coming from the buildings.
Kabyanga also responded to Moses Magogo's plea to have UPDF contract terminated for handling Nambole National Stadium renovation.
We realized that there is no progress. On the 4th of November 2021, there was a decision taken by Parliament to award Nambole the money they needed, that's 97 billion. And this money has since been released by the Minister of Finance.
Let them first build the stadium, let them complete it and hand it over, and the KCCA issues an occupation what? Permit.
And but when you look at the progress of work, there's no significant update that is going on as far as the construction is concerned.
But I know he's a very smart guy. Let the committee which reach there, if they feel to show the work, they should do order for a value for money audit, and they find out.
Ivan Kahwa and Abdul Nasir Lubwama, UBC News in Kampala.
In more news, President Yoweri Museveni has this evening received President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud of Somalia, who called on him at State House Nakasero. The Somali leader is in the country for the Troop Contributing Countries Summit to take place tomorrow at State House Entebbe. Leaders from the troop contributing countries that include the President of Djibouti, His Excellency Omar Kweli, President Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi, the Deputy Prime Minister of Ethiopia, who is also the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Demeke Mekonnen, and the President of Kenya, His Excellency William Ruto, are also expected to attend the summit that will be hosted by President Yoweri Museveni. Former Defense Minister Dr. Crispus Chiyonga says the Iron Sheet saga is regrettable and an embarrassment to the revolutionaries. Chiyonga, who is also Uganda's former envoy to China, advises leaders to be cautious in order not to spoil the mission of the revolution.
My statement is to say, oh, this scale system failure.
Former Defense Minister Dr. Crispus Chiyonga is seemingly not happy with politicians' involvement in diverting iron sheets meant for Karamoja people to their personal use.
There is a sense of regret and embarrassment on the part of revolutionaries in this country. This is arising from the fact that the revolutionaries are always conscious. They always have a sense of mission. They know the imaginary line that we should always follow.
Chiyonga says such vices threatens the future of the country.
What has happened to revolutionary consciousness, which should guide even law and all that business? That's the big question for us who regret this situation.
Chiyonga's thoughts do not differ from some of the beneficiaries of the diverted iron sheets who regretted the situation.
And we are failing the commander-in-chief. We are failing. The list is not being used. So this is a matter that is of great interest. So no, we're not letting down the president. I've told you there is a weakness. We could say in government there is maybe a weakness in doing these things. As I said, for example, why don't we have guidelines when we issue these things out? They don't give us guidelines. They say you take, and they go and do as you think, because they think we are responsible people, and we are responsible people. I cannot pick those iron sheets and go and start selling them on the open market. How can I do that?
Dr. Chionga calls for a system re-examination, advising the offenders in the iron sheets scandal to resign as a form of political consciousness. He cites examples of the past leaders caught up in a similar situation.
I told you, Honorable Time, who slapped someone and immediately said, consciously, this is bad, I should resign. In law, you see, like law, if you just depend on law alone, you will get problems. Therefore, mistakes have happened throughout the time that NRM has been in power. But detection has always been timely and effectively handled by the system.
Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
Female opposition legislators have petitioned the Speaker of Parliament to express dissatisfaction over the manner in which security forces handle them. This follows the recent incident in Buvuma district where the woman MP Susan Mugabe was reportedly badly beaten as she held Women's Day celebrations. The female MPs led by Mityana woman representative Joyce Bagala want implicated police officers prosecuted as opposed to facing the police professional standards unit.
Their grievances are contained in this 6-page petition to the Speaker of Parliament. In the document are highlights of what they say has been transpiring since the main Women's Day celebrations in March 2023. They accuse the police of disrupting their events without clear justification.
So we are wondering if a woman member of parliament cannot lead the celebration of women's actions in the district, what is it that we are for?
It is actually very annoying that you're going to arrest or confront a female woman member of parliament for doing her duty, and then when you're going to arrest someone who has stolen mabati, iron sheets, or goats or whatever, you arrest them very calmly.
The recent victim of this anomaly is a woman member of parliament for the island district of Buvuma. Susan Mugabe had organized belated Women's Day celebrations.
Allow me quote this. Our late speaker, Right Honorable Olanya, may he rest in peace, once quoted that opposition is not what we think. It's not about parties, but being in opposition is issue-based. And I wish all of us to embrace this activity.
This one should be brought to the courts of law. It's not even about petition, bringing them to parliament, or they are supposed to be subjected to the courts of law and answer for their actions. Our powers are very clear. Under Chapter 6 of the Constitution of Uganda, we are supposed to keep in touch with the people who elect us, and we represent them.
It is reported that she was brutally handled to the extent of the incident attracting the attention of the police leadership.
As a result, we've summoned the 11 officers who have first of all been removed from their duties and asked to report to the Professional Standards Unit headquarters for further investigations. This includes the acting RPC, Superintendent of Police Kanyesige Jamal, the DPC Buvuma, SP Bagole Michael, and the other commanders that were below them, Assistant Inspector of Police Odeke Francis, Corporal Wamanga David, Police Constable Balim. The list of 11 is here.
Female legislators, however, want the errant police officers prosecuted as opposed to disciplinary action.
It is very illegal, unacceptable for a male officer to come and confront or arrest
a female, and it is there in the law and in the constitution. And that is why we are talking about individually prosecuting the officers involved in these operations.
They also want Parliament to order ministers for presidency, internal affairs and gender to present comprehensive reports to the House detailing their concerns. Henry Okrut, UBC.
President Yoweri Museveni has returned the Anti-homosexuality Bill of 2023 to Parliament for review of a number of listed clauses which he thinks may pose challenges in the implementation of the bill, resulting into social conflict within the society. This follows an understanding reached after the President held a meeting with the Parliamentary Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, referred the bill to the Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs again.
Honourable colleagues, we have just received the data from His Excellency the President and regarding the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023. It's dated 25th April 2023, addressed to the Right Honourable Anita Among, Speaker, Parliament of Uganda, Kampala. The Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023. The above subject matter refers: I have received the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023 for assent. Some of the provisions of the bill need to be reconsidered and reviewed by Parliament in the following areas. 1. Distinguishing between being a homosexual and actually engaging in acts of homosexuality. It is important to recognize that the suspicion, allegation, or belief of some individuals being homosexuals has been with our society for quite some time. Indeed, the debate has always been whether the sexuality of these individuals is deviant conduct or otherwise. What is clear is that our society does not accept homosexual conduct or actions. Therefore, the proposed law should be clear so that what is sought to be criminalized is not the state of one having a deviant proclivity, but rather the actions of one acting on that deviance or indeed promoting the same in whatever way. To this end, the bill should be reviewed and include a provision that clearly states, especially under Section 2 and Section 3, that for avoidance of doubt, a person who is believed or alleged or suspected of being a homosexual, who has not committed a sexual act with another person of the same sex, does not commit an offense under those sections. This distinction must be clearly articulated in the law. Clauses 9(1), in my view, is unnecessary, as what is provided for under 9(2) is more comprehensive and passes the constitutional test, since it provides for the actual knowledge of the person who is responsible for the premises. Clause 9(1) should therefore be deleted from the bill. 3. Clause 14. Duty to report acts of homosexuality. Clause 14, as currently drafted, may present constitutional challenges. Read together with Clause 15, it appears to create unnecessary contradictions and duties which will pose a challenge to implement. While Clause 14 imposes a duty of one to report suspected acts of homosexuality, the bill under Clause 15 makes it an offense for a person to make false sexual allegations. This contradiction could present challenges in the implementation of the bill and could be a source of conflict in society. I therefore suggest that Clause 14 be reviewed with the aim of removing it altogether or restricting it to apply to the protection of children and vulnerable persons as provided under Article 17(1)(c) of the Constitution. 4. Rehabilitation of homosexuals. Whereas I'm of the view that the bill should include a provision that facilitates those who have been previously involved in acts of homosexuality to present themselves to the relevant heads or other authorities for purposes of seeking help in cases where their previous involvement in acts of homosexuality was not the aggravated kind and should therefore not be punished. I'm advised that this being a private member's bill, my proposal could offend Article 93 of the Constitution. This will be subsequently attended to. In view of the above concerns, I return the bill to Parliament for reconsideration under Article 91 of the Constitution. Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda. So I refer
That's the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Thomas Tayewa, on reception of the anti-homosexual bill from the President, who returned it to Parliament for some, what I would put up as corrections by Parliament to have it able to be implemented. Now, after the clashes in Sudan, following the clashes in Sudan, a number of countries are evacuating their people that got stuck within the mess that came with the clashes and the fighting within that country. Uganda is among those countries. There are endeavors by government of Uganda to evacuate over 100 people that got stuck in the mess that erupted within Sudan. Our reporter, Edward Rukidi Kijanangoma, is at Entebbe International Airport, where a number of Ugandans are expected to land this evening after being evacuated from the mess in Sudan. We want to talk to him and get to know what exactly is happening in Sudan. Yes, Edward, good evening.
Yes, Jordan, good evening, and welcome, of course, our dear viewer. We are here at Entebbe International Airport, and it's only one thing that has actually brought us here tonight, and that is to receive our fellow Ugandans, citizens of this country, who had been trapped in Sudan following the conflict that arose some a week or so ago. And we are here, we're coming live to you from Entebbe International Airport, and we are waiting for the arrival. We await the arrival of probably more than 208 Ugandans, including some 4 non-Ugandans, of course, who have also been, been part of this group that is being, brought here to Uganda today. Remember that the conflict, the repatriation of this group of Ugandans from Sudan is a special one because it was ordered by His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni, and to take you through what has actually been happening, remember that a couple of days ago, probably a week or 2 ago, there was a conflict that broke up out in Sudan, and between two, we would say, big generals in Sudan, and that conflict has, put people in Sudan, especially in Khartoum, the capital city, at risk of their lives. People have died. More than 400 people died since the conflict, broke out, and other countries have actually repatriated their citizens from Sudan back home, and Uganda today. We are very happy that we expect these more than 208 Ugandans from Sudan who have traveled. They have been on buses. They have had to travel more than 700 kilometers. We were expecting them yesterday, but the airport where they were supposed to have been picked from is such a small one that our plane could not have landed there, and so there were changes in plans for those people to be brought here. But fortunately, the government has managed to send a plane today, a chartered plane, Uganda Airlines plane, courtesy of the president, who made a special call for these people to be brought back here in the country. So this is what we are doing here. We're waiting for these people to come so that we can receive them, and also we get to hear from them what exactly happened? What is happening where they've been? Most of them are actually students who are studying in Sudan, but also we've got some businessmen who are there, diplomats, and they'll be telling us what exactly is happening there, what is the fate of their property that is there, the businessmen. What do they expect after? Probably after the war, what is going on after this conflict has ended. So this is what we are waiting for, and we expect probably at around 10:30 or even 11 there. That's when we expect these people to land. That's when we expect yes, Senator.
To you now,
yes,
according to your gatherings, yesterday we heard that the reason they failed to land in Entebbe, it's because one of our planes, one of the aircrafts of the Uganda Airlines, could not land somewhere where they were stuck. What is the current update about that? How have we managed as the country to evacuate them from where they had gotten stuck at that particular point?
Thank you, Jordan. Remember that earlier on I said that these people were supposed to have arrived here yesterday. However, they were supposed actually to have been airlifted from an airport. It's called Gondar Airport, and this one is in Ethiopia. And however, we understand probably the runway could not accommodate a bigger plane like what has been taken there to bring them. So they had to get to another airport, and this one is in northern Ethiopia. They had to travel again, a grueling more than 700 kilometers in buses, remember. So it could have taken more than 9 hours. We could say that a person could travel from Kampala to Moroto and back. That is the trip that they had to make. So it was not necessary for them to be brought yesterday, and that's why the government had to make other arrangements for them to be brought today. So today they had to travel to another airport so that they can be airlifted from there and brought here to Uganda. They are, and this is what we should know, they are not being airlifted from Addis International Airport. They are being airlifted from another airport in northern Ethiopia, and that's a distance. So that is why we are here, because they are arriving here probably after 10 p.m. Ugandan time. Jordan.
So are these all the Ugandans we had in Sudan, or just a few that could be captured, whose data and information could be systematically captured by the structures of the government of Uganda?
A very good one, that one, Jordan. We understand there are about 300 Ugandans in Sudan who have been, students who have been studying there, and also business community, and also the diplomatic, staff in Sudan. However, we also got to understand that some of these people, when the ceasefire, remember there were 3 days of ceasefire agreed between the two sides, and we believe we got to understand actually that some of these people opted to remain there, but these 208 that we expect here are the ones who said no, we need to go back to our country, and we gauge what is going on from our country. So that is why we're expecting these 208, but we understand that there are about 300 Ugandans who have been in Sudan.
We can't wait to have the rest of the update from you immediately after the arrival of the 280.
Thank you so much, Jordan.
Yes, that is our reporter, Edward Rukidi Kijanangoma, the Prince himself, reporting from Entebbe International Airport as we wait for the arrival of our brothers and sisters who had gotten stuck in Sudan, where there are clashes due to the fighting that erupted there. We thank you so much for watching this news tonight. Enjoy this short break. Don't miss what we have on return.
With freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, under the auspices of the East African Community, will host the 10th East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition 2023 from the 9th to the 11th of May 2023 at the Kampala Serena Hotel in Uganda. Take full advantage of the investment opportunities in the East African region's vibrant oil and gas sector. To find out more on how to sponsor, exhibit, or attend the 10th EAPCE 23, visit www.eapce23.eac.int.
Glow as you are with the new Spark 10 series smartphone from Airtel in partnership with Tecno. Own the timelines with picture-perfect selfies using the 32-megapixel selfie camera, 256GB storage, G88 gaming processor, and a strong battery to last the whole day. Haha! Towakana.
The Spark 10 smartphone comes with free 3GB from Airtel and 100% bonus on weekly and monthly bundles every month for 3 months, so you can stay connected to a world of possibilities. Dial *100*5# to enjoy free data. The new Spark 10 is available in all selected Tecno shops countrywide. Airtel, the smartphone network in partnership with Tecno. Stop at nothing.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
It's the encounters with our majestic gorillas. The thrill of taking on the falls of the Nile River. The joy of discovering new traditions and a lot more. Join us at the 2023 Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo from the 26th to the 29th of April at the Commonwealth Resort, Munyonyo. Rediscover our country's uniqueness and see what the tourism sector has in store for you. Visit www.poate.co.ug to secure your spot and get set to learn, network, and explore. The Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo is brought to you by the Uganda Tourism Board in partnership with Competitiveness and Enterprise Development Projects. Explore Uganda, the Pearl of Africa.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's now talk business news tonight. Tour operators from East African partner states have resolved to collaborate and build synergies to foster inclusive tourism and travel tourism among the member states. This was during the opening of the 7th edition of the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo 2023, organized under the theme, Explore Uganda, the Pearl of Africa.
The 7th Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo has commenced at Speak Resort Munyonyo, where 300 tour operators participated to exchange knowledge on how to market Uganda's tourism. While officiating the opening ceremony, Minister for Tourism, Wildlife and Activities, said Uganda tourism satellite account indicate that 19.3% tourists come in Uganda for leisure, as indicator that the country still needs to do more to raise awareness to multiply the number of visitors.
It would have taken place in February, but we had postponed it to the end of April to give more opportunity, to do more promotion, to do more marketing, But now we are saying we are ready. All other problems are resolved, isn't it? Put aside, COVID has gone. There was even Ebola. So we are saying no Ebola, no COVID. We are out and we want to promote, and people can come now and enjoy themselves.
The Chief Executive Officer, Uganda Tourism Board, Lire Ajarova, said World Tourism Global Council predicts that by 2023, the globe will have recovered from COVID-19 pandemic, hence recovery of Uganda's tourism.
But I want to introduce to all of us a new direction that we should all be taking with the tourism in Uganda and in the region. And this is sustainability and responsible tourism as the next emerging trend for tourism development, more specifically in Uganda. It is time to align all our interventions to this emerging trend.
The chairperson, Uganda Tourism Board, Daudi Migereko, said Uganda happens to be a very good country with hospitable people with a unique nature that would attract more visitors.
Today and before COVID-19, tourism was leading foreign exchange earner. So when we gather in a meeting like this one, with the critical stakeholders in the sector, everybody out there in the country knows we are discussing serious business. Because it is on tourism that we depend. So please, if you've been having reservations about the kind of partnership you want to go away with, please.
Tourism sector contributed a lot in transforming Uganda's economy before COVID-19 pandemic. Stakeholders are now looking for all possible ways of revamping it, since Uganda is among the first 10 countries with tourists' destinations.
We thank you so much for watching now. The business process outsourcing industry is steadily growing in the country. Although the industry has massive potential for job creation and investment, it is faced by numerous challenges that need urgent attention. Top on the agenda of this year's annual BPO conference is to find solutions in addition to positioning Uganda as a top BPO destination to target markets and countries.
In September this year, the National Information Technology Authority, NITA Uganda, and partners will host the annual Business Process Outsourcing Conference and Awards. The initiative seeks to showcase the advancements in the industry as well as highlight successes and challenges grappling the industry.
But another issue, I think, to respond to Dennis is that it is true there are almost two major factors, really. Or let me make them three factors that help BPO companies here. BPO companies need affordable internet. Affordable internet is important for BPO to thrive. Number two, we need space. We need land and space. We need to create large workspaces for our people. Because imagine if we have 1,000 youth in Namave. So we are basically saying they need internet, they need space, and thirdly, we need, of course, the skills.
Business process outsourcing is a method of subcontracting various business-related operations to third-party vendors.
But how many of you have taken, and I want to say this a bit boldly, but how many of you have received, you're doing a transaction and the person on the phone is from India? Have you got that before? Maybe you're doing a transaction. It happens a lot. You're transacting, and it's an international transaction, but the person who is on the phone is from India. But the company you're working for is in America. They have outsourced their call center to India.
Although business process outsourcing began with large manufacturing companies to aid with supply chain management, in the recent years it has grown to include all sorts of sectors.
We are bringing in consultants from across the world who have been advising some of the leading outsourcing destinations in the world, and they'll be here to join us and advise us on what strategies we need to use to become competitive globally.
Many businesses of different capacities are increasingly choosing to outsource processes as new, innovative and affordable services are unveiled. Dennis Igoa for UBC Business.
Jerry con. Jerry con. Hey, Master Blaster. Touch him, man. Bang Jerry con with muscle. Those ones who say go for you only. Mundawa. First group is I teach you. But never go about which the school. Because of the cover that is very far. Is you serious? It's yes you. What? Yeah? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs. And you get your sugar. We buy milk from Umaru. And Umaru refuse to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru, Jerry card.
Okakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
Their support meant so much to me. And as a teenage girl, I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
Iwakato, this is a quick call. I'm almost out of minutes. Now, the center.
Why rush through such important conversations? Airtel Uganda has made it possible for you to call across all networks in Uganda at the best rates with the new Bona voice bundles. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with minutes valid for calls on all networks. Dial *100*1#. Select voice bundles and select Bona voice bundles today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Uganda's Victoria Pearls suffered a heavy 50-runs defeat against the UAE in their opening game of the Capricorn Eagles quadrangular series happening in Windhoek, Namibia. In their match played yesterday, 25th April 2023, Uganda won the toss and decided to bowl but couldn't stop a strong UAE batting side that set a score of 120 runs for 6 wickets in 20 overs. Uganda came on to chase in the second innings, but a needless run out between openers Kevin Awino and Proscovia Lako with 26 runs on the board virtually derailed the team's chances of beating the target score, posting only 70 runs in 18.3 overs, hence losing to UAE by 50 runs. The loss came on a backbone of a good performance during the Victoria series, hence the girls need to work hard to recover in their next fixture, which will be against Hong Kong on the 27th of May 2023. We thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you tonight. My name is Michael Jordan LUKOMWA with Elizabeth Nakakon and the whole team. Wish you the best of the night. Do not miss Behind the Headlines at 10 p.m.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.